for this film, you shot in a town very similar to the town in the movie. You know, in being immersed in that kind of farming village, what did that inspire you to bring to the characters that you maybe didn't consider bringing to the character from just reading the script alone?
There really wasn't a village. It wasn't. We were in one house the single house for miles and miles and miles.
We shot on the Herman farm, and Kevin Herman was the head of that farm. And it really helped me a lot to get to absorb the atmosphere and what his life was like, which is not really a yokel. A farmer is a very sophisticated businessman with steps outside his door as a multi-million-dollar business of corn. It might as well be dollar bills just out there for miles and miles, and all this sophisticated, very expensive machinery that they use. It's it's an industry.
Mm-hmm. And in the film, Dean is being molded into somebody that he doesn't necessarily want to be. As actors, have you had a similar experience in your own career where you felt like you were being pushed to do certain types of roles and make certain choices that you necessarily didn't want to make?
Not really. I made my own choices. Actually, whether they turned out to be good ones or not at the time, you never know until afterwards. The farmers there are feeling the pressure of the modern world because Wall Street has come to the Midwest. The only thing missing are the skyscrapers out there. And it's created enormous pressure. They live under the motto of get big or get out, expand or die. And this has caused them to vie against their own neighbors.
I would say I've sort of, you can sort of sense that sometimes, but I've made a very sort of careful effort to really change things up as I go along. And one thing I really love about Dennis's career, and that I look up to him for, is how he sort of varies every single role. Everything is very different, and I think he keeps people guessing with everything he does, and I think that's the way to do it. Sort of make sure you change it up constantly, so you never.
Dean has this very ambitious dream of becoming a race car driver. Has there been any types of dreams outside of acting that are similarly outrageous that you've thought about taking on?
Well, I think I've done that in my hobbies. Actually, I played a lot of golf. Had dreams of
Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach, being on the Champions Tour. Once I got there, that didn't really quite work out. Not really good enough for that. And I'm also a pilot, and but I really like my day job. I think I'm pretty lucky because I get to play different roles, and they always bring me down different sort of avenues of adventure and something you never expect, so, yeah.
Right, like this one. I mean, do you feel like you could make a speedy getaway in a vehicle now, having been a part of this movie?
Oh, I think you could do that before.
Yeah, I could kind of do that before. For sure.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, I'm a pilot. I got my pilot's license when I did The Right Stuff, back in the 80s.
Did you really before you started film?
Yeah, I felt like, these guys are astronauts, but they were pilots, and that was the way to get inside their head, really, and wound up being a passion of mine. But I think that's really kind of cool about what we do is you get to go through these doors that say authorized personnel only, and you really learn a lot about different types of life.
That is one of the coolest things, and also you get inevitably some of the best people. If you're learning to play volleyball, you have an Olympic instructor, somebody that was, just retired last year and is still like very much in their prime. And we get 101 on a lot of great skills that we can take with us afterwards. It's pretty exciting.